Hi, Larissa. I am Mandy. I am the tarot reader. I do wish to apologize. This is the third time I've done this reading. Um, I do have to say that the first several times I tried to make this vid, I had family in the way. But that's okay. The first reading I did, I wasn't really very happy with. Um, I did as you asked, and I went for a more generalized feel. And at that time, I don't really think that you had a solid question that you want to ask. So what I picked up was very general, um, which general is good. I mean, it covers all the aspects, but it's so vague, and it doesn't necessarily pinpoint anything. The second reading I did was about 2 hours ago. That one was just highly disturbing to me. This reading to some extent seems to reflect it, but not in a nightmarish quality like I had gotten with your second reading. So the only thing I can guess is you came up with your question, and then you fell asleep and you probably dreamed about your question, which unfortunately it's so nightmarish for you. Something from your past is so frightening to you that it raised it to a nightmare quality while you slept. That's the only thing I can really guess, because it was a rather harsh reading. Though, fair to say, I didn't actually finish reading the readings. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, there's just no way I can explain this without a back and forth. So I decided to redo it. They say the third time's the charm. I certainly hope so. So I went ahead and I picked your card. Your card is the Queen of Cups. Cups are usually lighter haired and can be either light or dark eyed. And they're usually highly intelligent people who like to think and like to dream. Cups is a fantastic suit. It really is. I mean, it is a good suit for people who are creative, people who like arts, science, and literature. So I'm guessing this is most likely the right card for you from what I scanned of your email. Now, the way this is laid out, I will go ahead and I will show you the layout. I shuffled the cards, made sure I had everything set up, shuffled the cards, and I laid them out. And this is 4 vids later because I talk way too much. Let me go ahead and show you what we've got here. Now, whenever you see a card like this gentleman, like this gentleman right here, he is right side up. So we call him divine because he is right side up. Now, this lady right here, she is upside down. So we call that reversed. Reversed and divine, I mean, all it really does is just change the meaning of the card from either one side or another of one certain aspect, or it takes the aspect of the card and reversed is either extreme or a lesser degree of that aspect. It's very difficult to explain, but it's one of those where divine is one way and reversed is another. Divine usually covers the aspect of the card. Reversed is the reversed aspect of that card. The 4 suits that you will encounter are wands, which is clubs, cups, which is hearts, swords, which is spades, and pentacles, which is diamonds. Yes, our regular playing cards did originally come from the tarot. It was an easy way to do tarot readings without getting caught. The cards that you do not encounter in your normal 52 deck is going to be the higher arcana. Higher arcana, now the suits cover everything. They cover everything. Make sure we have everything spread across the board that life can actually throw at you. But the higher arcana pinpoint those areas and those portions of life that are most important. Here you do have 3 higher arcana. One of them is in the question. One of them is in the atmosphere of the question, and one of them is your possible future. Your possible and your probable futures, 9 times out of 10 with my readings, tie, unless they are so divergent, and I will let you know if that is what is happening. Now, what I did was I went ahead and I laid out the reading, and your question goes over your card, which is known as the querence card or the questioner's card. And then I laid the atmosphere across it. The atmosphere is always read as divine. It is the only card that is always read like it is right side up. And that is because when I lay out question, the atmosphere does this. It literally surrounds the question. What I have here for your question is the moon, and it is reversed. Instability, inconsistency, silence, lesser degrees of deception and error. This is something that prompted you to ask the question. To some extent, something that has either currently happened or has happened in your past has prompted you to ask if it's going to happen again. You are feeling unstable. The flow of life or work is inconsistent, and you're not getting any answers. And you feel that you have been deceived, or that there is deliberate error at play here. Now, let's find out why. Why did you ask that question? Why are you asking about this? And that's going to be the sun. And the sun, which is laying crossways, will be read divine. Material happiness, fortunate marriage, contentment. This seems to be the goal that you are aiming for. You are looking for, of course, what everybody in life is looking for. But there is some area there that is not making this possible. So we will find out what that is. Your first card of the past, present, and future is going to be the past card. And that is going to be the Eight of Swords, and she is reversed. Oh, come here, you. It's the past. In the past, there has been disquiet, difficulty, opposition, accident, treachery, what is unforeseen, fatality. So basically, you've had it rather rough in the past, and none of it was of your doing. It looks like it was all accident. It was just, either somebody else set a ball in motion that you had nothing to do with, but it landed on you anyway. And circumstances you could not possibly predict came about into play, and its outcome was not good for you. It looks like you had a bit of an argument here, too. Your present right now is going to be the Six of Swords, and it's reversed. Declaration, confession, publicity. One account says it's a proposal of love. So right now, it looks like, based on your past, that there is something that happened within the past that sideswiped you, just out of nowhere, and you are worried that it is happening again. It looks like at this point there is information coming out, and it is very, very public, and it is letting you know exactly where it is you are standing. And yet, for some reason, you still really aren't very sure of where it is you stand. And the reason why is because of your past. You didn't see what happened then either. And you were worried that the problems of the past will come to greet you again in the future. Something within your past ended that you didn't want to end, that you didn't expect to end. Something within your past is now gone. And you were worried that the past is repeating itself now. With this grandstanding announcement, with this very public confession, as they are putting it, you were worried that still there's something underneath that you're not seeing. because that's what got you last time. Whether it was deliberate deception, whether it was an actual error, still, you were aiming for contentment. Your life was going along as you thought it should, everything lining up beautifully, and then you got the legs knocked out from underneath you. So right now, something that is happening right now is making you worry about your past and about it reflecting back at you again. Your next card, which is a possible future, is the Hanged Man, which makes this possible future highly important. Now, the possible future and your probable future could tie together. That does actually happen a lot with my readings. But the Hanged Man makes the possible future very, very significant. And if your possible future flows into your more probable future, or vice versa, this is the aspect you want to watch for. And the Hanged Man is reversed. Selfishness, the crowd, body politic. This, my dear, is warning. The mob rules. Now, this could be telling you that either the crowd will be turning against you or you will be part of that crowd. Do not let your paranoia, which is a healthy thing, I don't care what anybody says, do not let your fear of the past rule your future. Don't let it take over your present and rule your future. There is such a thing as being cautious and of arming yourself against an unforeseen circumstance. Then there is the problem of looking so hard for that circumstance, you actually create it. The bad thing is when one voice raises dissent, many more will follow. Whether that is to cover the original person and what it is they had to say and they were shouting about and they just managed to rally a crowd or not, is kind of irrelevant. The mob rules, and a mob mentality is ugly, and usually the issue gets lost underneath a mob mentality. So make sure, even if a mob is being rallied, that you avoid it. If the mob is being rallied at you, just stand against it. With mob mentality, eventually it will blow itself out, and truth will out eventually. It always happens, always. But if a mob is being rallied right now, be careful who you side with, how, and why. Use your judgment and use it wisely. Your probable future is the Eight of Pentacles, and he is right side up. Looks like you're still aiming for contentment and the good life, my dear, which is always the best thing to aim for. Work, employment, commission, craftsmanship, skill and craft in business. So it looks like your more probable future is being devoted and focused on work. Now, it could be that the Hanged Man is tied in with this workman here. And especially when it comes to work, nowadays work can be so very hard to come by, and it is so much a part of our lives. Like I said, be cautious. You cannot arm yourself against what is not foreseen. But be cautious. Just apply yourself diligently, and you will be well known for your craft. This gentleman here looks very happy. It is much better if one is happier. And it looks like he's actually doing a good job. Alright. For our next card, which is a hope or a fear. You can have two hopes and two fears, or you can have a hope and a fear. I mean, it just works out that way. From what I see here, we have two hopes, and that is always, always a good thing. It means you always hold hope in your heart, even with your fear right in front of you. So just hold on to that hope. That is a good thing. We have the Eight of Cups reversed. Great joy, happiness, and feasting. I think that pretty much speaks for itself. Your family's opinion. Now, this is once again where you've got to be careful, because families influence our opinion. And this covers friends and family, people who are close to you, people that you love, who love you. And their opinions hold great weight with us. But like I said, stop, take everything with a grain of salt. Think, common sense. I know you're capable of it, sweetie. Most of the people that I talk to and I do readings for are highly intelligent people with great loads of common sense. So when you hear this, just stop and think about your family and your friends and their reactions to your current situation. It is the Three of Swords, and it is red divine. Removal, absence, delay, division, rupture, dispersion, and all the design signifies on the surface. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you this card. This is what the card looks like. It looks like your family and friends are probably pushing for you to leave. Leave quickly, don't say anything, don't do anything. Whatever the problem is, cut it out, and get rid of it now. Stop and think. This could be your mob. Be very, very careful. Your next card, which looks like it's a hope, and bravo to you, I still love that, is going to be the Seven of Cups reversed. Desire, will, determination, project. That's a good thing. With your desire and your will and your determination, you can find great joy, happiness, and feasting. Your two hopes balance each other out. Your will and your determination and your willingness to use that elbow grease and buckle down and get it done will bring you what you need in the end. That's what you need to focus on. Your last card is the Seven of Pentacles, and he is red right side up. These are exceedingly contradictory. In the main, it is a card of money, business, and barter, but one reading gives altercation, quarrel, and another innocence, ingenuity, purgation. So it's actually not necessarily conflicting, especially if you were talking about work or a project that you are currently working on and want to move forward with. And like I said, work can mean anything from actual work, workplace, to the work that is your life, the fabric that you are pulling together to create the great tapestry that is your life. It looks like your life is very much a work in progress, and a lot that you have in your life all comes together. Your family, your workplace, your romantic interests, they are all a part of you and a part of your everyday. So it could be specifically your workplace, or it could be the work that you are doing to make your life as good as it can be. Either way, this does not necessarily mean that all of these meanings are divergent. It looks like, innocence, ingenuity, and purgation. The great innocent joy whenever we think of something new and we put it into action and we purge our past and we move forward with our future. That can work so well in business. It can also work so well in love and in the accumulation of riches, whether it be riches of the heart, the mind, or physical riches, which is what Pentacles represents. Heart, mind, and physical riches. It is work that has produced results. It looks like there may be a dispute. I mean, it says quarrel. It's not out and out fight with swords and everything. But it looks like there is a dispute. There will be an argument. But at the same time, you keep pushing, you keep going forward, and you let your past be your past. Here's the problem. You are seeing a situation that has either happened before, but is so close to something that has happened in your past. The first thing it has done is bring your past to the forefront. That is what you are thinking of. That is not what you need to be thinking of, sweetie. Just because we've had something happen before. I mean, I know the saying history repeats itself. History has a bad habit of repeating itself when you didn't learn the lesson the first time. I am guessing from this you learned a lesson you weren't even really supposed to learn. That lesson was not for you. It was an unforeseen tragedy, an event that just sideswiped you. There's a lot of things out there that happen that are just unfortunate. That really has nothing to do with you, but in the end, we're the ones who are most affected by it. Your atmosphere is filled with hope, just like your hope and fear categories are. They are just absolutely filled to brim with hope. You are looking for contentment and happiness. You are looking for work well done, an application of your intelligence, of your creativity, of what you love to do. And you are looking for that application to pay off, and not just in a monetary sense, but in a sense of great satisfaction and contentment. That reward is what a lot of people are looking for. Your past had tragedy in it. Something ended that you did not expect to end. There was another beginning, but it was a little bit more rocky. At the moment, you just feel unstable. Your life is not cemented where you need it to be at this point. So right now, you're kind of looking behind you, even as you're looking ahead, and you are seeing problems that could arise. This is where your future comes in. Your future is telling you to keep doing what you are doing, enjoy what you are doing, apply yourself. That is the key, that application. To be aware of a mob mentality. To not let your fear rule you, to not let the voices of the people who are around you dictate your thinking for you, which we all value the opinions of our friends and loved ones and co-workers. This does not mean they are always right. Sometimes we need to take a step back, take stock, and look at the situation for what it is, and decide how we are going to proceed. Your friends, family, loved ones, and co-workers may be seeing the same situation that you saw in your past. This happened. This could happen again. And so they are trying to prevent you from hurt. They are trying to prevent you from pain. They are telling you that you need to remove yourself from the situation. So once again, you have a mob mentality going here. They have your best interests at heart. But this is one of those decisions you need to make for yourself. You cannot let a crowd make it for you. And just because you love them, and just because you care about these people, and you care about their opinion, be aware that they care about you. And that's the reason why they are getting so upset. Unfortunately, by getting so upset and pushing you in a direction you're not sure of, they're making you more upset, which is making you reflect more and more on this issue in your past that is making you hesitant to move forward now. I'm going to tell you it is perfectly okay to move forward. Apply yourself. There may be some problems. Any situation you go into, where is there not a problem? But most likely, whatever issue it is that you are seeing is not going to happen. There might be a bit of a shoving match involved verbally. You will probably get into a quarrel. You will probably get into some type of dispute with someone. But if you push forward, you will find, your determination, your will set you back on the path you want to be. That dispute could be with the friends and loved ones. That dispute could be with the person you think, or the persons that you think may be a problem. But you know what? You'll get it done. You'll get it out of the way. Your future does not have to be your past. You cannot predict what is not seen. What happened in the past is unfortunate. Once again, it probably had nothing to do with you. Or if it did, it was just a peripheral thing. But you got hit with the fallout. That's not going to happen every time. What you need to go ahead and do is take stock of your situation. Look at it clearly from all sides. Decide how you'll proceed from there. Really, that's the best thing to do. Just clear your mind of any fear. Fear is a great motivator, but fear can also be the greatest stagnator. Fear can teach us what to watch out for. It can be a great provider of lessons. If you let your fear get too big, though, if you let it overwhelm you, it can cloud your judgment, and it can stop you from moving forward and doing the things that you want to do and the things that you love the most. Just on the sheer fact that you were afraid of what may come. You can't fear that. If we all feared that, I don't think that there would be very many of us left on this earth. Do what you need to do. Take the advice around you with a grain of salt. View each situation that you come across individually and tackle it as it comes using your common sense and your intelligence. You've got plenty of it. In the end, this is a better reading. It's not generic like your first one, and it's not overwhelmingly filled with that soul-crushing fear that I got from the second one, because that's what it was in the end. It was soul-crushing fear, and you don't need to have that ever. I mean, your life seems to be a pretty good one. It seems to be on the right path. You are doing the right thing. You're going to encounter obstacles along the way. You're going to encounter people who will tell you that you don't know what it is you're doing, or you don't know what lies ahead. So you are going to encounter naysayers. Figure out what your limitations are. And if you have none, don't let anybody else limit you. Love your friends and loved ones. Thank them for their advice. Thank them for their help. And as with all advice, you can take it or you can let it go, as you can with this. I certainly hope this reading was very helpful to you, and that even if I may not have gotten the context right, that I at least got the issue, the overall idea resolved for you, whether it be work, love, play, or a hobby that could become work. I certainly hope that this reading helped you out, and that it gave you a clearer sense of what your path is going to be. Take care of you. I will be sending this along shortly, and I do thank you for your time, and hopefully let me know how it goes. Let me know how this reading worked out for you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at any time, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you, and have a great morning.